we've managed to squeeze a spot onto the Diablo 3 servers here today. And well, we're quite lucky. It's quite enjoyable doing this whole Diablo 3 thing when it works. But here we're going to be checking out the co-op action. So me and Pat earlier today did some dungeon crawling. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, Pat's invited me there. So as I'm fiddling about with my flag, which I like to fly, I just simply accept the invite and it will drop me straight into his game. I get to see what he looks like. We're both rolling as Witch Doctor at the moment. Female Witch Doctors as well. I only just realised that, but you've got to be a female Witch Doctor. Otherwise you're not really a witch, I suppose. So in classic Diablo sense, we spawn here in New Tristram.
The crown is in my keeping. Direct me now to the Lost King.
Ah, at last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown atop his head and destroy him.
The Skeleton King's sickness infects this land. I will put an end to it and find the star.
Yes, we're just about to set off on our quest. Communicating with Pat, just chatting away, as you can tell, post recording of this chatter right now, so Easter egg right there. Behind the scenes, you learn how it works. And this is most definitely an unfortunate name for a place, Leoric's Passage. There'll be memes about that, I'm assured. But today we're just gonna jump straight to the boss. You don't want to see us dungeon crawling for 20 minutes, because you can go do that yourself. If you have the game, I suppose. But we're going to jump straight down to level 3 here, where the madness really does kind of kick off.
Maintain your incantations. You will soon.
So as the Witch Doctor, you get a few abilities. Pat there firing flaming bats, which is pretty much a flamethrower. That's sort of the basic level of the flaming bats. I've just leveled up and it actually has unlocked the first rune for the flaming bat. So there we go, we've saved a man's life, but he won't tell us who he is. So it ensues this story. So I've just leveled up and I've gained the rune for the flaming bats now, so I get to kind of fiddle about with my new stuff. I've also just got Plague of Frogs there, so plenty of danger coming from the Witch Doctor in this gameplay. So I just send out 3 frogs that supposedly do damage and a flaming bat there, so that's a more direct approach to hurling damage at someone. I'm a farmer when it comes to Diablo. I kind of mess about, maybe for a bit too long. I kind of replay parts of the game and, you know, make sure I get everything. I don't want to walk past a gold item, so barrels, you've got to break the barrels, and obviously you're going to get enemies out of them every so often, so it's even more perfect to level up and gain a bit more experience. As 2 witch doctors here, we got 3 dogs each. Obviously, as I mentioned, you gain your runes and you'll get better dogs, more dogs, better, bigger creatures that will go around with you. Right now, these dogs are pretty vicious and they will absolutely ruin everything. The frogs, you spawn 3 of them and they will survive for about 9 seconds or something, a very short amount of time. So you can kind of use them and swarm your enemies with them. Shown off here is the rather simple swapping mechanic there. So I've just given Pat some dole that us witch doctors like to hold in our left hand to give us a bit more ability, magic and stuff like that. Also makes us look pretty cool. I must mention the Witch Doctor, pretty difficult to start off with. She or she, don't really feel that strong. I've had issues with them. When you start the game, your powers do feel rather weak. But this seems like the character that as soon as you get to level 10, 15, 20, you're really going to be packing some serious damage. The Doctor's all about slowing your enemy down, swarming them, and they're definitely not the quickest character, so don't go into it thinking that they'll be deep in combat. These are the guys who sit on the outside like I'm doing now and just firing stuff at people, and it kind of works out.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger. I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
No, there is not.
And now it's time to take out the sub-boss here, so it's about to get a little hectic. I'm just going to spawn a load of frogs and just support Pat here. Just do as much damage as frogs can do. I don't really know if the standard starting off frogs are any good. I wasn't getting really any feedback if they were hurting anything. If anything, they looked like they were missing the opponent. But heck, frogs are frogs, I'm not going to deny that. So here, I've got a few runes unlocked already. I've got leaping spiders and I haven't got a rune for the frogs, but the frogs will explode on the first rune that I will unlock. And it's actually quite good, the leveling up system in this. Every time you level up, you will gain a new ability or an additional rune for an ability. So I feel that quite excited every time I level up and just have to look through my skill set and work out what I've leveled up and equip that and have a go about with it. So I've also got a few abilities queued up on the 1 and 2 key, you'll see at the bottom. So 1 is my dogs. I spawn 3 dogs and I can, that's got a timer to it, but if I feel like just spawning the dogs back at me, I can hit 1 and it'll do the skill. And number 2 is this sort of I'm not too sure about it, but you kind of engulf souls. So if you were to walk into a group of enemies, like loads of enemies, and you hit the 2 key, you kind of gain skill and ability. I forget what the word, what they call it in this, but I gain power off of those enemies. So what I've been doing is running into a crowd of enemies, hitting 2, then legging it, and then just firing frogs at them, which I think most people do on a day-to-day basis, but so let's skip forward here a bit. There wasn't much to see. Checking bodies for gold. And here we're just watching 4 dudes do something something evil. I have no idea what's going on here, but they're clearly up to no good. So we just kind of annoy them enough for them to walk away. And flaming bats and frogs and yes, any excuse. So here I use my number 2 ability, and you see in the bottom it's got a countdown and the number 5. So I've gained 5 amounts of whatever that skill is. Can't think of what it was called off my head, but I'm now 5 times as powerful. I've got 5 souls of power. So I just kind of sit back here and do some critical damage to these guys. I have a bad habit of accidentally picking up crap loot as well. So like the really basic standard stuff, I'll click on by accident, so just end up becoming overcumbered by rubbish. So dropping that there, just collecting as much gold as possible. And I always remember in Diablo games, starts off you pick up so little gold, and then by the time you're in like the 2nd chapter of the game, there's just gold everywhere and you just get bored of picking it up. But here we've made it to the Royal Crypts, and well, it's clearly an evil place. Stuff starts falling out the walls, and we kind of get ambushed here a bit. No, it's not a problem. We don't win. We can deal with this. Just gold spilling out of everywhere.
Keep your distance from it. This burden is mine to bear.
May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not.
So another sort of sub-boss element here. As you can tell, the big evil guy is, well, he doesn't like us being here, so he's activated these 4 statues here that are just kind of spilling out enemies and causing us some problems. Of course, they're not actually causing us problems because we just waste everyone. A bit of a slowdown there. Lots of stuff going on. Good amount of explosions. I'm liking the particle effects so far in Diablo. I imagine that as I upgrade my stuff, I'm going to be starting seeing fireworks and stuff that really does impress me. But so far, it's a very pretty looking game. And speaking with the developers, they want anyone to be able to run this. So perfect excuse to not to be playing Diablo 3, really.
Pallid malaise has fallen over the manor we now call home. Young Albert.
So we've made our way through the crypts. We've finally made it to a door that when you open it glows, so automatically that means danger inside. And a blue glow is never a good glow, I find.
You will never defeat me!
Have enough mana.
So that's his minions dealt with. And it's now time to really kick it to the guy. He gets a bit angry that you put a crown on his head, so... Because he wants to sleep and rest forever. He wants to remain dead. And you're like, no, I'm going to kill you forever and ever. So he reanimates now as a big skeleton king. And as well, we best get rid of him. We best kill him again.
Have enough mana. I need mana.
And with the slaughtering of Mr. King there, we best find out what this crater's all about. As you noticed, we were walking around earlier. There's a big steaming blue crater in the top left-hand corner there.
So you are the fire that fell from the sky. Why do I find you here at the source of this place's darkness?
I remember falling.
Do you remember why you are here?
I am not your enemy. I think, yes, I believe I have come with a warning. The darkness is coming, and I don't remember.
I will take you to Cain. He will lead us to understanding. For all the mysteries yet to be solved, I now learn that the fallen star is a man. He remembers little of himself. I will bring him to Deckard Cain. Perhaps then he will have some answers.